Well, let's try this. Did any of that stuff work that we did on that reloading? Um, I shot two targets, this MR1 500 yard target using my shot marker, and the bullets we reloaded. First off, I want to add that the original bullets I reloaded didn't fit in the chamber. I got that fixed. I think I wasn't sizing the neck far enough with the bushing. We cranked the bushing in a little farther and all is well. Anyway, this is the first target of 20. 20 shots, averaged feet per second was 1883 at the target at 500 yards. It's a 9.1 group. Standard deviation was 15.7. I shot looks like 20 with 16 X's. The Mirage was very bad, or strong. I usually go out and shoot in the afternoon because I want to shoot in the wind and I want to learn how to shoot in the Mirage and stuff. And I pretty much got my wish that day. The wind wasn't that strong, but it was almost dead on, but would vary from the left side to the right side. So say from like 11:30 to 12:30. 5 to 7 knots. The temperature was about 82 degrees. And that's the first target. I can expand it. We'll try to bring it over and increase its size to about what the other one was. Same target. First shot, I didn't take any sighters. First shot was in the X-ring, and the wind switched though right after I started. So I dropped two over here because I just didn't believe what was happening. Later on, I did the same thing on the right side. The wind switched around, and I didn't switch with it. But all in all, I think it's a pretty fair group. The second target pretty much the same thing. Was 2010. How do you say this? I cleaned it. 200 with 16 X's. Same thing, same target, 500 yards. This group's a little better. Wind had died down a little bit, and the Mirage had abated somewhat. 1879 for the average, downrange, and standard deviation at 12.6. Wonder how that compared. Let me put the second target over here, and what would this be? The first target, right? Yeah. So the first target had a 9-inch group. The second target had a 7-inch group. 1883 in the average downrange versus 1879. That's pretty close. Standard deviation is 12.6 on the second target, 15.7 on the first target. So, let me clear that out. Then, let me see how this worked. This, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but this chart design was made by Steve Lawrence of the 6.5 guys. And what happened to my little gizmo over there? All right. So again, 284 Winchester, Berger 180s, Peterson brass 4350, Winchester large rifle primers. It's done at Aurora Sportsman's Club on the 14th. Temperature was 82 degrees. A 50 grain load all the way across. These are the different muzzle velocity speeds. So in the first group, the standard deviation, they're all the same load, so standard deviation and everything ought to be the same, but it varies some. Is down here. The next group was almost 3 feet per second faster. The third group was almost 2 feet per second faster. The standard deviation went down to 4 and the extreme spread was down to 9. The fourth and fifth, the speed didn't change. The sixth, the speed went down 2.5 feet per second. Seventh load, it went up 1.4 feet per second. And then 8 and 9, 8, it dropped 4.3 feet per second. Load 9. This was unusual. I bumped the lab radar, which I think set it off target just a little bit. I squeezed off this round and it came out 2118, where everything else was 27. So I just listed it as bad. That's what the lab radar said it was, but I don't think it was looking right down the line of the target was the problem. I readjusted it and we were right back in line. So this first shot on load 9 or group 9, I didn't count. And the 10th group, still pretty good. If you remember when we reloaded, I had some that seated a little differently. Those ended up in load 9, so there was a difference there. Going to the next part of this chart. Let me that isn't the second part. This just gives you, if I was doing a powder test, this is the graph I'd be looking at. And what I'm looking at here, the median speed, it didn't vary very much. And the grayer dots represent the fastest of the group and the slowest of the group. Actually, it represents all of them, but if you look at the top one, that's the fastest. Look at the bottom, that's the bottom, is the slowest. And over here on load 9, you can see things were still kind of falling apart. Even though I had, I took out one that was way off, I still had one still pretty slow that didn't help a whole bunch. Chart 3, I very rarely use, but what we're looking here, the green line is standard deviation of 2. You can see how it kind of flows. The horizontal black lines represent the highest for that group. See how nice and close they start getting in here. Or the lowest of the group. And also there's min, max, and mean in there, and powder weight down here. That's about it. I'm pretty happy with the targets. I'm going to continue trying to load with more automation and less touching of the brass. Thank you. I hope this helps, and I hope you can see it. Let me go put this together and see what happens. Thank you.